Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving day and some time off with family and friends. And hopefully, maybe some of you braved the Friday after to go shopping. I did not. But if you did, hopefully you found some good sales. So it has been a wild 2 weeks and lots of things happening energetically. We are really getting into the thick of things. It's preparing us for the very intense year of 2020. And some of the things that you may have experienced these last 2 weeks are things like electronic issues, Wi-Fi issues, petty arguments, maybe some ego flare-ups, friends and lovers not getting along, stomach issues, headaches, vertigo and dizziness, maybe some family fighting, diagnosis of disease or illness, bad colds and flu, some skin issues, insecurity, and probably plenty of other things that I didn't mention that might fall a little more on the negative spectrum. However, there was also a lot of positive things that were happening. You know, people were getting together with family and friends, and everybody was getting along. There was a lot of love. There was a lot of feel-good energy around. Maybe you hung out with some friends. I had a friend come into town from San Francisco, so that was a good time to catch up with her. So there's been a lot of positive things that have happened as well. Today is the first day of galactic activation portals opening up, and these days, it begins today, and you'll basically have a galactic portal opening every single day up until December 14th. So it's 9 days, and these 9 days are gateways that allow you to tap into expanded states of consciousness and amplify your awareness of energy flows and information exchange. In short, it's basically your DNA is being activated again, and whatever needs to blossom within you will, and whatever needs to be removed from your personal matrix will be removed through a series of challenges to help you become aware of and purge that junk, right? The stuff that you just don't need anymore. And, what will you let go of for a new cycle to begin? For some of you, I do feel like it could be the death of the ego. And that could be challenging. It can be quite challenging to let go of that because it resides deep within fear and is a master of deception. And unfortunately, we put our egos in charge instead of our hearts, right? So the ego is just meant to be a tool to assist us with our lives, but not actually run our lives. And right now, a lot of us allow the ego to basically run the show. Quick admin note before I get into the weekly intuitive messages. I'm holding a psychic development workshop this Saturday, December 7th at 12 p.m. If you've been interested in how to connect with your own intuition, or maybe you've been trying to figure out what your gifts and abilities may be, we all have them, then this is the class for you. I'll go over the different types. I'm going to get into how you can recognize your own intuition and recognize when you're connecting with something else. And if you, it's basically, if you're interested, this is a basic beginner's course, and I'm offering it at a discounted rate of $37.50. You can participate live online from the comfort of your own home, or if you can't make it live, you'll be able to have access to the recorded version at your convenience at any time that you want. The course will be interactive. I've got a couple of ideas on how I want to kind of help you figure out and test your intuition and your abilities in real time. And you can find a link for more info and to register on my Facebook, Instagram, and the description box of the recorded version of this show tomorrow on YouTube. Or you can shoot me a text at 407-374-3133, and I'll text you the link. Don't miss out on the special pricing, and I would love to have you join. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight, December 5th through to December 12th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes. This week, we have energies flaring up that could have you comparing yourself to others, or maybe you're wanting what others have. It could also show up as a feeling that you're missing out, right? FOMO. You may get triggered with jealousy and envy when something good happens for someone in your life. And you could also be on the receiving end of this energy. So maybe you're not the one that's comparing yourself to others or wanting what others have or feeling like the grass is greener and you're missing out on everything. You could be the brunt of that energy coming from someone else. Now, for some of you, this will manifest in a more positive way where you're finally letting go of that sort of stuff, right? You just, it doesn't phase you anymore in your life. You're not worried about what other people have. You're focused on yourself and you're confident in who you are. And because you're transitioning really well into this side of yourself, you end up taking a leap of faith to something great for yourself, which I think, there's some opportunities I feel coming your way. Many of you will be overcoming fears this week. Granted, I do feel like this may first show up as a feeling where you're feeling fearful about something, or maybe you're feeling afraid to make a decision or feel, anxious about something or afraid to speak up. Maybe there's something you want to say to someone, but you're afraid to do it. Whatever it is, I think, you'll first experience it through the emotions and feelings of fear. But thankfully, the end result will be you tapping into your courage and making moves beyond your fears. So you're overcoming them, which is a great thing. Also, because we have these portal activation days, there's a series of events that could happen that lead you to really journey inward and tap into a hidden well inside of you where you are always able to nourish and heal yourself. You don't need anybody outside of yourself. Everything exists within, and when you can tap into that, and it takes a little bit of practice and exercise to do it, but you'll always be able to nourish and heal yourself. And you're reaching down into your depths and pulling something to the surface. It could be courage, it could be love, it could be faith, it could be anything that you need in the moment. But I just feel like everybody's going to start internalizing things a little bit more, and not internalizing in a bad way where you're not expressing yourself, but journeying inward and understanding that everything begins and ends with you. There's also a lot of positive things that will be happening this week. Some of you will see new projects, new prospects, new connections, new opportunities. You'll be feeling hopeful and reaching out to others. You'll begin to have more faith in yourself, and you'll have more faith that your needs will be met and that you'll have the strength and the courage to just see anything through in your life. Some of you may try to let yourselves stay stuck in things that are already done and over with. Don't let that happen. There will be a lot of feminine, supportive energy around you, and treat yourself with loving compassion as well. Don't get stuck in the past. Don't tell yourself the story over and over and over again. We get addicted to pain sometimes, and we'll create and sabotage things so that we can stay upset or be angry or be mad or look for things to be wrong. So don't do that, because these energies right now are so primed to really move forward and overcome things in our lives. Work, for those of you employed, things feel a little bit lighter at work. Again, there's a lot of feminine energy that's around. It's just a lot of supportive energy, and you may get some help at work from a coworker, or maybe your boss helps you with something. I feel like some of you will realize that you do control your destiny, and that you do have choices in life, and that you are more powerful, and you could do anything. So you just may decide to make a change when it comes to your career. Those of you that are looking for a job, I do feel some of you will receive assistance or get hired by, I feel like it's a woman. I keep seeing a light haired woman. So I feel like some of you will have that happen. And for others, maybe this person leads you to a job or gives you some sort of assistance in some way. Love, for those of you that are in committed relationships and dating seriously, same sort of energy here where some of you may begin to realize that you don't have to be anything other than yourself in a relationship. And if the relationship isn't working, you just may not be compatible. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? As so many times people think that if we're no longer compatible, that it needs to be this ugly, horrible breakup, or sometimes we outgrow each other, and sometimes we're meant to outgrow each other, and that person only played a certain role in our lives for a certain time period. Sometimes we jump into marriages or relationships and make them permanent when maybe they weren't supposed to be permanent. So, it doesn't need to be a negative thing. If you feel like you're realizing that you're not happy, evaluate that. Talk to your partner about that. My advice is always not to cut and run, right? It's a lot of times we're not seeing things from the same perspective, and we have different love languages, we have different expectations, we're not communicating properly, we're projecting blame on people. So those are things that you want to change, and instead of just cutting and running out of a relationship, because if you do that, more than likely you're going to end up in another relationship having to work out the same baggage that you didn't work out in the previous one. So why not openly communicate? Why not express yourself? Why not share what your needs and wants and desires are? See if you guys can get on the same page and be compatible with that and make the relationship work. Or you realize, you know what? No, that's not really going to work for me, and that's not going to work for the partner. So we decide to move on, right? No big deal. Those of you that are in happy relationships, I feel like you will continue to be happy this week. It'll be a good thing. Those of you looking for love, the energies are so on point for love coming into your lives that I hope you get out there and date your butts off, right? Like, just have fun. It's only a matter of time, but you have to actively participate, and you actually have to be open to receiving love. So put yourself out there. This month, I just feel like it's going to be prime time. So if you've got Christmas parties that you're getting invited to, or other social gatherings, go, 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 go. Finances overall are stable. This is going to sound really silly, but the more that you become yourself, the more confident you will feel that you can provide for yourself. And it helps cultivate your self-esteem, which in turn then creates more confidence to put yourself out there in different ways and ask for what you need and ask for what you want. And right now, I feel like for this week, look for creative ideas that have to do with feminine energy and women. I feel like there's businesses out there that need to be created, and you could be one of those people that has an innovative idea that may seem silly, or how would I make money off of that? But if you just took some steps, you might actually be able to do that. Health. Some of you are just stuck, is the best way that I can say it. I just feel like you're stuck in not being able to get over what someone did to you or something that happened to you in the past. And it's just stuff from the past, right? Things that you're just not wanting to let go of. And all those things are literally haunting you every day. And you're recreating the past in the now and for the future. So you've got to get over it. Let go. It's hurting you by dwelling on the pain. It's an addiction. Set yourself free by forgiving whoever you need to forgive yourself, forgive all of everything, and just really move forward and let go. And you will see that if you do that, your life will become better and you'll start manifesting things that you actually want. If you don't, you're going to end up manifesting some physical stuff in your body. Spirituality, you could have some clairvoyant and psychic experiences this week. Again, the portals and energies are primed for expansion of consciousness, and some of you are ready for a fresh start. So that wraps up this week's intuitive messages. I have tonight's caller. I have Amanda in Lake City, Florida. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm in Orlando. Where's Lake City? Do you know how far that is from here?
That's like about 3 hours. I live by Gainesville, Florida, like an hour from Gainesville.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So Amanda, how can I help you tonight?
Are you like a medium?
Yes, I do have mediumship abilities.
Oh, okay. I was just curious to see if anyone possibly could come through on that side for me tonight.
Sure. So, well, the way that I like to do it, I don't like to just kind of open myself up and let a bunch of different energies come in. Is there somebody in particular that you really want to connect with? And what I'll do is I'll invite them into my space and then connect with them. All I need is their first name and the relationship to you.
Yeah, his name is my stepdad, William, and he's my stepdad.
Okay, William, your stepdad. All right. Uh, do, 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 do. Was he, I feel like I would consider him tall. I feel like he's like right around 6 foot. Does that sound like him?
Yeah, he was about
Okay.
5'9".
Okay, he
He's
feels a
almost
little
six.
bit taller. Maybe he just has a strong, what do you call it? A
Well, I
strong
have other
presence.
relatives. Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
I have another relative that was really tall that passed away a long time ago. So maybe him.
Oh, did he have okay, so the person that I'm seeing, to me, they look tall. They look about like I said, I felt like about 6 foot. And I feel like he's showing me it's weird because like I feel like he's younger, but at the same time, I feel like he's showing me grayish, almost like salt and pepper hair, and I feel like it had some wave to it in some way. Does that sound familiar at all to you, connected to William?
He was 58, so it wasn't too white, but it was in
It
between.
was
Yeah, yeah,
it
sounds
was
about right.
like salt and pepper, right? Like there was gray with brownish colored colors in it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, it
ma'am.
wasn't like a
Hmm.
full on head of gray hair, but it was just kind of this salt and pepper. And I feel like I mean, I would consider him pretty attractive. I feel like he's attractive person. Um,
Yeah,
um, Let me
I was
just
just
try to
wondering if there was
connect with
anything.
him.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, well, he was pretty young, as far as I'm concerned, for
Yeah,
for
he was.
passing. Did he spend a lot of time outside in the sun? Did he work outside?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was a
Because I feel
farmer.
okay, yeah, because I feel like he's making a joke about um having leathery skin. Would that sound like him? Like would he joke about something? Like I just feel like he's making fun of, he was outside a lot and people would tease him about like having leather skin or something. I don't know. Just thick skin.
Yeah, that
Um,
sounds like them.
okay. Let's see. Was his passing sudden?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't feel like, to me, it doesn't feel like you guys knew he was going to pass away. It was kind of, I mean, he wasn't like unhealthy, but he wasn't the healthiest either, if that makes sense. I just, he's just saying like he kind of polluted his body through food. And was he a smoker too?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's kind of talking about, like he lived a he's saying he lived a really good life, a heavy life, a hard life, um, eh, physical. Like I just feel like everything was physical with him, like outside, and just a lot of hard work. He So did he adopt you guys? Like I feel like because he's claiming you, do you have siblings as well, or it's his kids? But I feel like he's claiming everybody as his own. Like he, when he met your mom, like I just feel like it was super
He,
intense.
yeah, he had two children and then my sister and me. And
Okay.
then him and my mom, yeah, later down the road had a baby. So he has an 18-year-old or 19 now
Okay. Yeah,
with my mom. Yeah.
he just loves you guys so much. Like he just, in his mind, you weren't step anything. Um,
Yeah.
like he was very family oriented. And he had a lot of love for you guys, but he was a little, I feel like he was a disciplinarian though. I feel like he had
Yeah.
rules, right? Like a lot of, like, I feel like he
Yeah.
had a lot of rules of like, I just keep seeing like, did you guys get yelled at for like making sure to take your shoes off in the house? And like, I just feel like he was always
Yes, we
making
did.
rules and stuff for you. And I feel like there were times where he really like drove you guys crazy because, he was, the best way that I could describe it is he was no BS.
Yeah.
Like no
That's him.
excuses. I don't want to hear your pity party or anything like that. But he was a very, very good man. And I think that um, he really was in love with your mom.
He was. That was,
He,
yeah, a touchy situation
he
before his passing.
is there did you guys have like a tractor or something?
Um, maybe it was part of the farm. I mean, he didn't own one. Not that I know. I mean, he had like a lawnmower, but not like a big tractor. No, he drove a lot of tractors though.
Yeah, I feel like it's it kind of looks like a greenish colored body, kind of like a John Deere tractor or something. And I just feel like he's saying he really enjoyed being in, driving the tractor. Like he really enjoyed that. Um, or do you have any specific questions for him? Because he's kind of just rambling about random stuff.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to know like what he sees happening in our family. Like it's just so messed up, you know.
Drama.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, like, if he, if anything was going to get better, like what he thinks, with his son and his daughter, my sister. It was like his daughter. um, he raised her. I mean, she didn't know her dad, so, but I have my dad, my real dad, but he was still like, I feel like I have two dads. So,
Well, all he keeps saying, he says things can get better, but everybody has to want it to get better. And he's talking about changing tactics, like whatever you guys, however you've been handling things, it needs to change in a different way. And partly what he's saying too is, because I kind of feel like everybody's just been at each other fighting and nitpicking. Like he's kind of saying you guys need to stop and like do nothing, like take no action. Everybody's exhausted. Everybody's like feels isolated and alone in weird ways. And that in order for you guys to come together, you really have to kind of stop, take no action, and then change the way that you're interacting. He's like, you guys just need to confront it and talk about it, but not in a blaming or fighting way. Amanda, I have to go. I only have 30 seconds. I hope that makes sense to you, and maybe you could try that, and hopefully it helps your situation. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everyone has a great week. See you next week. Bye.